When I think of the Kansas City Pioneers, I think of the kids on the lot playing baseball, the Sandlot kids. You know what I'm saying? They've been together. They've grown together. They've come to age together. And now it's time for them to cement their stamp, win today's tournament, and truly show that they are one step ahead of the competition, right? Because so far, our top three, it's solidified. We know Cloud9, the Optic, the Sentinels, right? The question is who can break into that top four? And the Pioneers want to be that front runner team, but they need to show it today because it's a red hot Space Station gaming that's come to play, Tony. They look like they are truly finding their own way, and Space Station want to take down the gatekeepers of Pioneers.
This battle's it's gonna be two battles that determine the winner of this series here. The battles, the main slayers, the ones who can stuff that stat sheet, and that's gonna be Collect versus Talik, and then the battle between the X Factors, and that to me is a Manny and Suppressed. Watch out for those two battles. That's gonna determine this series, and Pioneers immediately starting 3 down, and Suppressed having the sniper rifle and overshield so far, winning that individual battle.
Suppress has been an incredible player for Space Station ever since he was added to the roster. Previously with XSET, running with Suspector, Kratos, and Arctic, he was shining to be one of the best players, and then unexpectedly he found himself on the street, and now he finds himself a home at Space Station in the stars, where he has truly felt like he's fit exactly where he needs to be. A glove over the hand that has no tension. He is exactly what this roster has needed. He dissects the map. He is able to set up the main slayers and Tylenol and Collect, and when he needs to go big, he often does. Expect to see Suppressed win the pivotal fights of today.
43-2 lead in favor of SSG to start things off, and Collect going after Manny immediately. Having the heat wave in hands, wants to get behind Drug, ends up running into Soul Snipe, so now has 2 players in front of him. We do see Talik trying to get into the action, but Collect gonna hit him with the pancake.
And this is important for Soul Snipe and the crew to maintain this back B control, right? They don't have A and C right now, but that's okay. What you really need to focus is making that back B a home, because one, it's easy to stay alive, right? You have clean rotates to A and C. It can be that home base. And then when you start getting kills, it's easy to expand and take either base for home. I think B is the most pivotal hill that you need to control today, but Space Station, they've wanted it all. They gave up overshield, but they got the temporary trip cap, and they applied great pressure on the map. But it's up to your X Factor, Manny, to start making some more plays. That overshield nullified a little bit earlier than I'd like, Tony.
Back on board with Talik, the final player alive here, able to get the double kill. Whenever there's a play that needs to be made, it is Talik, the one to make it, equalize the situation, not able to find the third. Tylenol gonna shut him down, putting his 10th kill on the board. Space Station Gaming will be the first team to pass the 3-digit mark. Meanwhile, we have Pioneers who's still rocking with 2 points.
And you would not remember at the beginning of this tournament, it was a 3-0 victory for the Pioneers. It wasn't close. Space Station got rocked to open the day today. They climb all the way back through the elimination bracket to fight in grand finals, and they've come out red hot. They don't play as if they've just gotten beaten, as if they've just gotten scarred and battered by this Pioneers roster. This Space Station roster is confident, and that's what truly is pushing them over the edge. You can tell that there's no uneasiness with the way that they play. They're truly a team unit now, something that we couldn't say about them when Raleigh or Anaheim or Kansas City, where they've had these lackluster performances. Now it looks like it's where Space Station has wanted to belong since they've gone in to Halo.
SSG have been playing lights out. They've clicked that mental reset button and putting Pioneers on the ropes on arguably their best game type here in Halo Infinite. Sniper rifle in the hands of Tylenol, one of the most dynamic players that we have, but he's shut down immediately by Manny. That should net Pioneers that overshield. There's only one player there, and it looks like Collect is able to steal it away from multiple Pioneers players who should have been in position. Now Pioneers able to get the trip cap and are gonna be starting to put some points on the board, but eventually their setups should be broken, especially with Collect with the double shield. Heat wave in hands, bounces back to Plaza Pistol, returns it to sender, ends up getting the kill. Collect cannot be stopped.
Look how patient Collect was in that situation. He gets the overshield, he knows he's isolated, and he lets it sit on the body, lets it decay a little bit at a time, and waits to pick his fight as Suppress comes in with a double looking for more. He's not able to get it, but it's the patient plays from Collect on top of the high aggressive flying nature that he has that makes him a truly dangerous threat, because not only does he have the ability to get in your face and out BR you, he has the ability to think and wait for the opportunity and make the correct play. Hence why Space Stations come out red hot. The slaying duo of Collect and Tylenol proving to be too much for Pioneers in the early game.
100-point lead going in favor of SSG as they put a momentary trip cap on the board. We're now seeing Pioneers gravitating over towards the A side, able to steal A and C away, but SSG are right back on the point. You have Ace, the veteran, stealing away A and then immediately plug and play over towards that sandbag side as he's looking to continue to pressure Pioneers, and Pioneers have already extended towards Bravo.
Thing about the Pioneers roster though, Tony, right? If you give them an inch, they're gonna take it a mile, right? They're looking for an opportunity, and the trip cap is that nature that they're looking for, right? If they're able to get all three and start dictating the spawns of the game, that's how the Pioneers get back into this game. With this overshield coming up, it's so vital for them to win this fight, but who else but Collect? He comes in, he takes one, gets Talik one shot, and now suddenly the entire landscape has changed. Space Station has been able to put up a fight, but it's your X Factor player, Tony Manny, who comes in with a critical double to keep the overshield up for grabs.
You can never settle when it comes to Stronghold's live fire. Even with a 100-point lead, you have to put the pedal to the metal, because if you allow the enemy team an inch, I promise you, they will take a mile. Pioneers working on the trip cap, able to get away with the overshoot and the heat wave. Ace is gonna feel the pain immediately, and Pioneers are mounting a comeback here.
And look, Talk saw so much of this overshield to work with. This is what's so dangerous, as Tylenol will be the next to fall. The trip cap is in full effect. Collect finally able to take down one. And what's so big about Collect winning that fight is it keeps them expanded on the map, because now they have pressure towards A and C. Although Ace fell down, it was Collect winning that fight that gets them out of the trip cap. But look at the scoreline. Remember, it was all Space Station to start this game, and now suddenly we're within 10, and this game looks as if it could come down to the wire.
163 to 157 lead momentarily in favor of SSG, but it looks like Pioneers might be taking the lead. What seemingly looked impossible. I mean, at what we were talking about, 100-2 lead in favor of SSG. They are starting to come back, and of course, Mr. Soul Sniper having that S7 sniper in hand, looking to make a play, just barely missing that shot over there, but he has more important things to deal with. He has to make sure that he covers the Bravo side of the map. He cannot allow SSG to live here rent-free.
I love that play from Soul Snipe, right? He's able to get fast and aggressive behind the players at B. Yes, he has the sniper rifle, but he's not letting that dictate his play. He knows that he has to be aggressive against the Space Station roster, and he's able to dissect the defense. Beautiful plays from Soul Snipe, and on top of that, you have the sniper in his hand. That's where you feel the most confident for the Pioneers. If you're gonna put the word sniper in your name, well, you better be there to prove it. And time again, he's gonna hit the critical shots for your team.
SSG somehow still holding on to this lead as they steal away the Charlie side. We do see a challenge from Tylenol, able to take down Manny immediately and without any timing loss whatsoever. Works his way onto Bravo, responding to the call-outs immediately, working onto Drug. This man just plays perfect Halo. It's unselfish, it's aggressive, and he's always actively listening to his team. Tylenol, a large reason why SSG still have the lead in this game.
Tylenol's the most important player on the map right now. He's the last line of defense at B. If they decide to take that route, he will be the one to win the fights. And I love this. He's creeping up. He's trying to get more advantage on the map. Unfortunately, he trades, but it's the play that matters, right? He created space for the rest of his roster to work with, and now they're winning their own fights as Soul Snipe goes down, Ace goes big. But unfortunately, like I said, B was most important to stay alive. It's allowed the Pioneers to capture B. Now these next couple slays are going to be the most important in the game. Space Station has to survive the onslaught.
Drug gonna try to stay alive. Meanwhile, Soul Snipe going right into the action, challenging Collect immediately, but Tylenol and Collect were able to take him down. A 3v3 scenario. And You're seeing Ace just chilling out towards the tower side, trying to get some information, a bird's eye view, spots a wild Talik, and then now is on the hunt, earns himself an assist. 9 more seconds for SSG to take the game, but Pioneers can out-rotate him immediately.
Yeah, no more mistakes can be made for this Pioneers roster. You see Ace already grabbing B. I don't think there's enough time for the Pioneers to even get in. Can they drop into C in time? It's Tylenol who has the sniper. C's being contested, but Tylenol has the opportunity to find the drop and get the kills.
Pioneers making their way over toward the Charlie side, but we do see Alpha being taken by Space Station. That's one capture. Almost enough to get them that win, but Pioneers slide right in toward the A side. They put SSG 3 down, and now they're working on a trip cap here. SSG only need 1 more second, but it's that 1 second that's the hardest to get against Pioneers.
They've fallen for the trap. Pioneers baited them into A with the overshield. Said, hey, come try to stop this, because when you die, we get the trip cap and all the momentum. It's time for a perfect game, but the Pioneers are set up perfectly. This is a suffocating trap on the map. You see them spawning scoreboard, no direct access to a base. They're all going to fall. Space Station in trouble right here. They have to find individual slays. 2 pushing to A. It's up to Soul Snipe to make the play. They're coming from behind. Ace wins the big fight. Soul Snipe going down as well. And A gonna be in the hands of Space Station. But look, the timer, 242 to 249. Druck winning the big fights, and suddenly the game looking more and more possible for the Pioneers.
Druck making a play to steal away that Alpha base, but Bravo still could be in the hands of SSG. Manny coming out of nowhere, though, taking down one off the screen. Soul Snipe is able to shut down Collect, and now another trip cap comes in, and it's mathematically impossible for SSG to come back. Pioneers have just pulled off one of the most incredible comebacks that we have seen in Halo Infinite.
And it all started with the trap at back A, right? Space Station was at 249. They had everything going for it. The Pioneers grab overshield and they say, come contest A, win the fight. And guess what? The Pioneers said, you fallen for it. We're not losing this fight. And when they all went down, it was disaster. They were stuck in a spawn cycle that they could not get out of. A trip cap in effect for Pioneers, 2 points every second. And the suffocation blew the flame out of Space Station. There was no opportunity for them to get back into a game. A masterclass on how to get your opponents in the spots that you want them. They were able to dictate the exact spawn. They were able to control as much of the map as possible. This scoreboard spawn is one of the filthiest things you can do to a team in a game, right? Because they have no direct access to a hill. You're already in A, sandbag, C, and back B. If you want to get somewhere, you're gonna have to fight. And the BRs of this Pioneers roster proved to be too much.
Andrew Carnegie once said, teamwork is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results. Pioneers never giving up, trusting that teamwork, trusting in each other. We're fighting that entire time. While mentally many would have chalked it and sent it over to game 2, Pioneers felt like they were always in it, even down to the last second, even when SSG were able to steal that 249 and able to get the capture onto A. Pioneers slayed out, grabbed that Alpha base, and kept grinding forward. One of the most incredible games that we have seen in Halo Infinite.
Remember, it's the Sandlock kids. It's the comeback. They know what to do to get the job done. They've been playing with each other for so long. This is what it's like when you see true friends playing the game. They never have doubt in each other. And they said, hey, Druck, the Jet, come slide into home. Get us the walk-off win. And he gets into home base at the last possible second, slaying out for the team. And now they have all the momentum. Space Station have to figure out how to come back from such a crushing defeat.